worked in the DA's office for 21 years.
Mr. Barba, is it fair to say that you spent your entire professional life practicing law?
Yes,
Enforcing the law?
that's correct.
Putting those who violate the law behind bars?
Yes.
Just feel really good standing there in your expensive suit, having all the power, moving people around like chess pieces.
No, doesn't feel good at all. You know, when we first started working together, what was it, 5 years ago?
6.
Take your daughters to work day.
Detective Svensson and Rollins, Rafael, Barba.
Provo's out on bail.
Detective, you think you can do this faster? Help yourself. This girl, she appears credible?
She's concerned about perception, but she was raped twice.
I didn't ask if she was raped. I asked if she appears credible.
Okay, I'm confused. Harris told us that you win cases that everybody else ducks.
Sometimes. The world was an old movie. It was all black and white. It was high noon. I was Gary Cooper. That's it. Drink. Smile. I'm a prosecutor, not a healer. A prosecutor, she needs a social worker. They don't like me when we're done.
I don't like you now.
Honesty, good. Absolutely sure. Absolutely. Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys?
Everyone is entitled to the best defense they can afford. His family can afford a very good one.
And that, of course, is all that matters. I hope there's enough money in the world, Rita. I really do. And then you started to weasel your way into my world, and the black and white became different shades of gray.
Hello.
How did you find me?
I'm a trained detective. Plus, I can smell the scotch.
If I go after this guy, it's no slam dunk.
We know that. But it's the right thing to do. Or doesn't that matter? I know something criminal went on here. So do you. Do you think that she's telling the truth? Yes or no?
It's not my job to think or to guess. It's my job to present evidence that I believe is credible. I'm not omniscient, Liv. I don't have a judicial crystal ball.
Nobody wants these bastards to suffer more than I do, believe me, but...
The legal system is the best that there is. But it's not perfect. Or pure. Never was.
Are you backing off of this because of the heat you're getting from the mayor's office over Hudson?
You know me better than that.
I thought I did.
No matter how hard we try, we can't legislate morality.
We're not in the compassion business, Rafael.
I love this job. Oh, I really do. Sometimes...
Oh. I know. Get a job to do. He did it. That's all this was.
Was it?
No matter what the jury decides, you did your job.
Did I?
Did your job, Rafael.
I also might have sent the horrifically abused teenager to prison.
We're doing the right thing.
I know. Did the right thing.
I know.
I'm sorry.
You okay? I heard Judge Barth read you the riot act.
I deserved it.
Whether you deserved it or not, I have absolute faith in your humanity.
Before I knew it, there were blues, and greens, and yellows, reds.
You could drop the charges.
I dropped the charges. That's tantamount to saying there's no rule of law, that the judicial system changes its mind, makes exceptions on a whim. Yeah, that's the jury's determination, not mine.
The law says she's guilty. But your heart says she's not. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Why do we do this, Rafael? Because the next girl who gets raped needs to know that that person is us. No matter what. So you can let Aaron go with a clear conscience.
I can prosecute, maybe get some sleep in the next decade or so.
You killed the baby?
I expedited his passing.
That's gonna be a tough hair to split in a courtroom.
Courtroom's the last thing I was thinking of when I was in that hospital room.
You could go to prison.
You don't think I know that? Sometimes you have to act without concern for the consequences.
Not you. You wear suspenders and a belt.
I had no option. I'm you now, Liv.
Talking about a decent man who did a decent thing.
I could have eased his suffering, but I didn't, and I told myself that it's because Father Mike wouldn't approve.
I'm sure he wouldn't.
I was selfish. I hated the man. But still, I didn't want the burden of being the reason that he took his last breath. I was selfish.
He did what he thought was right.
I know that. You know that.
That man lives in a place that the men who wrote the law don't even think about.
All I know is that when I looked in his crib, I saw a baby who couldn't form the most basic thought of his own. He couldn't love or hate or hope. I had to do something, whether that meant going to prison or not.
I'll ask again, do you feel guilty for what you've done?
I did what I felt was right.
Mr. Barba, do you feel guilty, sir?
I do.
We find the defendant, Rafael Barba, not guilty.
He is the best ADA that I've ever worked with. He is honest and honorable.
You opened my heart, and I thank you for it.
You're always talking about the reasonable man. Let me tell you something. You wouldn't know a reasonable man if he fell out of the sky and he landed at your feet.
Your Honor, this is an outrageous abuse of your powers. There is no basis to overturn this conviction.
You don't need to approach the bench.
Your Honor, you are making a factual determination. That is the jury's job, not yours.
Sit down, Mr. Barba.
4-year-old girl, given the all clear by you, on the very day that she was admitted to the ER, with cigarette burns all over her body. You didn't know about any of these? No. How could I? How could you not?
And?
Been through a lot.
I admire your
Suicidal streak. I'm gonna be right here. Okay? In your corner.
You exchange direct messages, which I've done with hundreds of other constituents. She's not a constituent, and she's 15, Alex.
I told her that you would do your best to prosecute this case.
I am doing my best, trust me. What you are doing is giving men permission to assault a woman based on her sexual history. You're setting the clock back on rape law 50 years.
Last warning, Mr. Barba. I will hold you in contempt.
You got an event to get to? Enjoy. I got a case to prepare.